All right, what is going on, everybody? Sacktown Pete back at it again. The Sacramento Kings had a game 7 in their house today, and they just couldn't get it done, man. Golden State Warriors came in and routed in the second half. Stephen Curry, just an amazing, talented basketball player, showcasing why he's one of the GOATs to ever play the basketball game. I mean, just he was nonstop. Final score from the Golden One Center today: 120-100. The Kings ended up losing by 20 points. This game was not close at all in the second half. I mean, Golden State Warriors put it on the Kings in the second half. So you can say what you want about the Golden State Warriors, man, but championship pedigree, DNA, really showcased today. And it's crazy because Stephen Curry was on one in the first half, and Klay Thompson, who didn't go, was just irrelevant. He was 1 of 10. That really scared me because Klay Thompson is known for having big games when he's struggling in the half. And boy, in the second half, he got it going. And that pretty much just put them ahead. Them boys were just going crazy. Both of those boys, you know. And despite the loss, man, I'm proud of the season, though. I really am proud of the season. Great season. Just unfortunate it just had to end against the Golden State Warriors. You know, if we would have won this game, we could have ended the dynasty, but it just unfortunately wasn't our time. But let's talk about this game because I got some things that, you know, I want to speak for the most part, but there was just one thing that irritated me, and I think if you guys know me where I'm going with this, and if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm about to cook up and what I'm about to say. But before I get to that, let's talk about the numbers with the starting five. Domantas Sabonis in 37 minutes tonight. He had 22 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. I thought Domas was fantastic in the first half. He arguably had his best first half of the series. In the first half, he had 16 points at halftime, but overall finished with 22, and he had 2 blocks. De'Aaron Fox, not a Foxy game today, man. 37 minutes, he had 16 points, 3 boards, 6 assists. Fox was overall 5 of 19 from the field, and he just didn't look like himself today. And it sucks to say that because De'Aaron Fox has been really stellar in this series, and he was 3 of 10 overall from beyond the arc, and he had 5 turnovers. That's just not going to cut it. That's just not De'Aaron Fox, and I give all my respect to De'Aaron Fox for even playing in Game 7, knowing that he has the fractured finger. No, I'm not making up excuses, but most players will probably elect to sit out. De'Aaron Fox didn't sit out, man. That boy he got it in him. And it sucks that he went out like he did today in a losing effort. But make no mistake about it, De'Aaron Fox is going to be back better than ever next season. And I can't wait to see De'Aaron Fox take that next step and elevate in the playoff level of taking that step. And that is to leading the Sacramento Kings to a winning a playoff series next season. So I'm proud of De'Aaron Fox, man. This game does not define who De'Aaron Fox is as a player. He's obviously way better than what he was today. Kevin Huerter, 28 minutes. He had 7 points, 9 boards, 0 assists. Kev was 2 of 9 overall from the field, 1 of 6, should I say, from beyond the arc. And he made 2 free throws, and he had 2 blocks. You know, I'll probably say Kevin Huerter is probably the most disappointing player. You know, I can actually say Sabonis didn't have the best series either, but he was very active and had some big games. But, yeah, make no mistake about it. I think Kevin Huerter was pretty bad this series. And this is no knock on Kevin Huerter. Dude's been balling out all year long. And I don't know if he just looked like he was worn out. I didn't know if he just didn't get the shot in rhythm and in himself. Dude was getting wide open shots this whole series. I can go on. And he just didn't get it done this series. And it sucks to see Kevin Huerter miss a lot of good open looks in this series because we all know he's very capable of making these wide open shots. I mean, we saw it in Game 6, but he just didn't have it in Game 7. It was cool to have him come out and hit that opening 3 at the beginning of the game when the game started, but after that, he just was not good. Harrison Barnes, too, in 14 minutes, he had 4 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 1 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from downtown, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Harrison Barnes has to be better. In this series, he wasn't really good. You know, we'll see what happens with Harrison Barnes because he is a free agent now that the season is over. And if the word is on the street is that him and Monty McNair in the front office have a mutual feeling of, re-signing and bringing him back to Sacramento. We'll see. But Harrison Barnes did not have a good series, and it sucks to say that because I've enjoyed the shit out of Harrison Barnes the last 4 years. Let's take a look at the bench. Trey Lyles, 21 minutes. He had 6.7 boards, 0 assists. I thought Trey was solid. I mean, he is another guy where you got to think about if you're going to bring him back or not because he is a free agent. And I think Trey coming out in the post-game presser saying that, I feel wanted. I feel like I felt more comfortable. This is where I found a home in Sacramento. And he's like, 100%, I want to be back in the Sacramento Kings uniform next season. So I'm hoping to see Trey Lyles come back because he's a good player you got to have off the bench, and he fits in really well in Mike Brown's system. Malik Monk in 31 minutes, he had 14 points, 9 boards, 4 assists. I thought overall he was solid overall. He was 4 of 14 from the field, and he was 2 of 8 from downtown. He did make 4 or 5 from the free throw line, but make no mistake about it, man. Malik Monk, despite having a couple of sparse games in the series, he still nearly averaged 19 points, 20 points, almost 20 points a game in the series. Provided spark plug. Really enjoyed Malik Monk's game, and especially in the second half, how he stepped it up. Off the bench in the second half, and even in the playoff series, we had some big Malik Monk games in his playoff series, and I'm very proud of him. And I'm glad he's coming back because we still have him under another year under his contract. So shout out to Malik Monk. Terrence Davis in 26 minutes, he had 14 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. He was 5'11" overall from the field. He's 4 of 10 from downtown. This is no knock on TD, but I felt like we saw way too much of Terrence Davis, and this is no knock on him. Yes, it was good to see his offensive spark plug off the bench in the first half, but I did not like Terrence Davis on Stephen Curry. If I'm being completely honest, I did not like that matchup at all. I get that Mike Brown gave Terrence Davis the green light in Game 6, and it worked for Game 6, but you cannot rely on Terrence Davis in the Game 7. I'm sorry. Like, crystal clear. I got to make that clear, man. He was given the green light. Stephen Curry cooked him. It just was too easy for Steph, man. And I think that Mike Brown just dropped the ball there on giving Terrence Davis a lot of minutes, man. And that leads me to Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell only played 8 minutes tonight. He had 1 point, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. He was 0 of 2 from the field, and he's 1 of 2 from downtown. Listen, why is Davion Mitchell not on Stephen Curry? I mean, that shit just drives me crazy. It's insane the fact that you have your best on-ball defender on your team, let alone your best on-ball defender, in the NBA, not on Stephen Curry in a Game 7 when it matters, when your season on the line, when it matters the most, when it's win or go home. Come on, man. I mean, I don't think Davion Mitchell was hurt. I think that's just insane that he got 8 minutes. That guy right there, he's a bad man defensively. And you're trying to tell me that you're going to rely on Terrence Davis and not give Davion Mitchell any minutes on Stephen Curry when your season's on the line and you're playing Game 7 in your house? I guarantee you, if Davion Mitchell would have got minutes on Stephen Curry would have not had 50 points. I'm sorry you got to say that, and this is no disrespect to Terrence Davis. Mike Brown dropped the ball. He dropped the ball big time. He gave TD a lot of minutes. He wrote it out with them. Did not even give Davion Mitchell a sniff at Stephen Curry. Like, I don't know. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, all right, TD, good shit, TD. All right, let's bring in Davion. And I'm shaking my head. I'm like, yo, this is Game 7. Your season's on the line. You don't have your best on-ball defender in the game on Stephen Curry. Why? What are we doing here? Why are we going away from the game plan? I get the fact that, TD put up more offense than Davion, and, he's a better offensive player than Davion Mitchell. I think that offensively, I know we scored 100 points tonight, which is obviously from our standards not good, but You got to have your best all-ball defender in Davion Mitchell and Stephen Curry, man. I don't think it would have been a blowout. I honestly think it would have been a blowout. Make Stephen Curry work. Contain Stephen Curry. Chase him around. I think we dropped the ball there and not wearing down Stephen Curry, man. Davion Mitchell was fresh. He only played 8 minutes today, should I say. And that just really disturbed me. It really made me mad. I really was frustrated. And you know what? I got to give criticism to Mike Brown. I think he dropped the ball on that big time. And, despite all that, it was very unfortunate to see Davion Mitchell not on Stephen Curry. It just really was, man. It's very, very unfortunate that that's how Davion Mitchell's season ended. And that is to only give him 8 minutes. Ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. Overall from the field, we shot 30% from the field. Not good at all. 12-47 from the three-point line. 26% there. Not the best. 16-27, 59% overall from the free throw line. That is just terrible, man. 8 turnovers and 21 dimes. Before today's Game 7, just a little bit of history. The Sacramento Kings in the Sacramento era were 0-3 in all-time in Game 7s. That number did worry me, but it's all in the past. I thought that we were going to be fired up, and we were fired up for this game. We had a great first half, but I just did not want to lose this Game 7 at home, man. And the fact that this was the first Game 7 at home since the 2002 Western Conference Finals series against the Los Angeles Lakers, which we lost that in overtime at home as well. And then the following year, 2003, where Chris Webber blew his knee out, the Kings forced it to Game 7, and we lost that one in Dallas against the Dallas Mavericks. Then the following year, 2004, we get Webber back. He's healthy. We make a deep run, and then we play Kevin Garnett in the conference semifinals, and we lose Game 7 in Minnesota to the Timberwolves. So those are your 0-3 Game 7s right there for the Kings. And today, unfortunately, they lost, and now they are, in Sacramento era, they are 0-4 in Game 7s. It's very unfortunate. Really wanted to see these guys come out and beat the Golden State Warriors today, end that dynasty, and end that 0-3 losing streak of Game 7s at home. And unfortunately, they couldn't get it done today, man. Despite this loss today, I want to congratulate the Golden State Warriors. No poor sportsmanship here. The fact that they came into our house and beat us twice on our floor, you got to give credit where it's due, man. They beat us down the stretch in Game 5, and today Curry went off for 50 points, and they took care of business, and they easily beat us in Game 7 today in our house. Despite all that, very proud of the season, man. Very proud of the Sacramento Kings and how they accomplished what they accomplished this season. The fact that you went 48-34 in the regular season, you got the 3rd overall seed in the Western Conference. You won the Pacific Division, your first Pacific Division championship title in 20-plus years. Nobody expected that. All the doubters proved us wrong. Everybody thought we were going to be a play-in team. And the fact that we proved everybody wrong and we weren't a play-in team, it just makes it that much sweeter. Yes, it would have been nice to knock off the defending champs in the first round of the playoffs, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But make no mistake about it. De'Aaron Fox came out in this pressure and said that we will learn from this. Let this be a lesson learned, and we'll build on this, and we will get better and come back stronger next year. And I believe in De'Aaron Fox. I believe the words that he said. The Kings will be back better than ever next season. You better believe that. Retool the roster, have a great offseason, build up on this, and come back stronger next year, because we got to show the world that this year was not a fluke. And I believe that it's not a fluke. We are here. We have arrived on the basketball map, and we are here, and we're going to be here for a long time, because everybody's still young. Our core in place is still young. Our championship window is just opening up. This is just the beginning, guys. Our foundation that we have in place with our core, and the fact that they're all young, our foundation is set. We're set for the next 5 to 10 years, guys. I really do believe that. We got to the talk about the whole inability to win in the playoffs and not having the playoff experience, really showed that today. It honestly did. It really did show that today. And it's very, very shitty that the way that the game went today. But build off this. You now have the playoff experience. You know what it takes to be in to go in a 7-game series. You know that feeling when you lost Game 5 at home. You know that feeling when you lost today Game 7 at home. Build off it. I'm glad you guys got your feet wet in the playoffs, but the expectations get higher next season because you're on the basketball map. They know about De'Aaron Fox. They know about De'Mon Sabonis. They know about Keegan Murray. And they know about everybody as a team. And the Kings are going to be well known a lot next year. Make no mistake about it. You got to come out, get better in the offseason. You got to come out and prove that you belong again in the Wild Wild Western Conference. Because let's face it, the Western Conference is going to be insane next year as well. There's teams that didn't make the playoffs this year that are going to be a lot better next year. I'm looking at you, OKC, and I'm looking at you, Pelicans. I can't wait. It's very unfortunate that the season has ended for us. And people have asked me who I'm rooting for next. I don't really care. Honestly, my team hasn't been in this for the last 16, 17 years. I enjoyed the shit out of this season. It meant a lot to me to see this team in the playoffs. And it's probably the most fun I ever had this season in a long, long time. I was a lot younger back then, the last time we made the playoffs. But, boy, this season was cake, man. It was just cake. I enjoyed it. Very, very thankful and grateful to see the Sacramento Kings in the playoffs and become a playoff caliber team again. And make no mistake about it. We all want to see this team continue to build off this and grow together, mature together, and come back a lot better. Come back as contenders next year because the expectations will be higher. And make no mistake about it, the Sacramento Kings will be a lot better next year. So, with that being said, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on today's game. From my heart, man, I want to thank you guys, every single one of you guys, for the love and support you guys have showed me this season. I really do greatly appreciate it. It's the off-season mode now, but keep it tuned in because anything up to date, or Kings related, I'm going to have it on here for you guys. And we'll have some special guests. Make no mistake about it. I have a couple people in mind that I plan on bringing onto the channel, and we'll chop it up. We'll have a couple guests joining us as well. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to a great offseason. Make no mistake about it. There's no doubt in my mind that the Sacramento Kings will be back contending in the playoffs and for a championship next season and beyond. So, with that being said, go Kings. Have yourself a great rest of your evening. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.